so excited. I've been waiting to talk to Varun Poduval all day about Box Out. He is co-founder of Box Out. We'll talk about that in a second. And the impact of your mental focus when you're playing sports, how important that is. We're hearing more and more about that recently. Let's talk about Box Out. Tell us what that is.
Yeah, Box Out is a sports science company that helps athletes become superstars. So a lot of people ask, like, how do you do that? What does that mean? And when we take a look at any sport and just the landscape in general, a lot of people talk about how 90% of the game is mental. But we spend all our time on the physical.
Totally. That's what years and years of training focus on.
Exactly. And so what we've done, what we've gone and done is a lot of research in the area of performance science. And we figured out that it's not just physical. You got to work on your mental skills as well. Because
you can be talented at baseball or basketball or whatever, but never hit that elite level, never that superstar level.
Exactly.
What pushes those people to that echelon of talent? That's what's going on up here.
Yeah, let's take a look at all the elite athletes in different sports. You take a look at Messi, you take a look at Crosby, you take a look at Curry. These athletes are not the most physically gifted athletes. But where they really separate themselves is how they train their mind. And when I'm talking about the mind, I'm talking about their eyes, talking about their brain. There's so many different aspects to it.
Cool. I remember hearing those tennis stars, Serena and Venus Williams, talking about how they use their minds in only a positive way in their game. They don't let negativity encroach. And again, that's all what's going on up here.
Yeah.
Technology is helping people do just that, right?
Yes.
So you've brought a cool pair of sunglasses. At least that's what they look like to me.
Well, what I call them are strobe glasses.
Strobe glasses?
Strobe glasses.
Okay.
So what they do is they go between opaque and transparent.
Just turn it a little bit so we can see. Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
okay.
There we go. So now what you'll see is flashes. And they go between transparent and opaque. And there's different levels. So I can change the level where you go from level 1 to level 8. And what that does is essentially slows down the visual information that your brain takes in. So it's really interesting because 90% of the information that you take in as a human comes through your eyes. Now, if you take away that information, your brain has to adapt in different ways.
So how does that affect my sports ability?
So when you're playing any sport, we break down performance in 4 stages, the last one being physical. And the first 3 stages, we find that people don't really work on them as athletes. And they're seeing what's happening, right? Then you're processing, then you're deciding what to do, and then you get to the last stage of reaction, which is associated.
All of that has to happen in a fraction of a second.
Exactly. So the amount of information that your brain takes in has to process all this, and it's a lot, and your brain has to be really good at it. So what these strobe glasses do is they help you adapt really well to situations where, imagine you're hitting a baseball, a 90-mile-per-hour pitch. You have about 100 milliseconds to make a decision.
And now we're taking half of that away from you.
Well, now your brain is really good at figuring out, okay, the pitch is out of the pitcher's hand, the ball is out of the pitcher's hand, and it's on its way to you. So you have to be really good at knowing where the ball is going to land. And if you can train your eyes that, okay, if I take away this information and I see something right away, now all of a sudden I'm getting better at anticipating where the ball is going to go.
Give me those. I want to try those.
Yeah.
Will they do anything for me just sitting here in the studio?
Well, I wish I had a ball for you, but you can still look around and see if I look over here. And
Hi. Yeah.
So you can just throw a ball back and forth around, and you can use this within your existing drills and exercises that you do.
I can see how when you pitch that 90-mile-an-hour ball to me, this cuts the time that I would normally have, which is only a fraction of a second, into an even smaller piece, so your reaction time speeds up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow, that's really cool. Does it take them a while to get used to these, the flashing?
So it does take a little time at the beginning, but as soon as you're used to it, I mean, there's no real way that you can get used to it over a long period of time. So you incorporate this in 15, 20-minute exercises, and you'll find your timing, your anticipation, your reaction time, all getting better.
Wow, that's fascinating. And people can buy these.
Exactly. People can buy this online. They can call us. They can come to our location and get a pair.
And then up your game.
Exactly.
People who are already good have been identified probably by their coaches, right?
Yeah. Well, so people who are good on a physical standpoint, coaches can estimate as to, okay, you know what, I know his eyes are really good. He's got really good vision, or he's got really, like he slows down the game. But a lot of people ask, what does that really mean? And what we do as a company, we quantify that information. Think about yourself even driving, for example. When you're driving, you have to track the cars in front of you, behind you, on your side. You have to track the pedestrians, the sidewalk, and what's going on, lights. There's so many things around you that you're taking in. And now you have to be really good at processing all that information. So that is one component. A lot of people think that like vision is just good or bad. So you either need glasses for things that you can't see far away, or you need glasses to read things close by. But we break down vision and your skills with your visual abilities in multiple areas. So one I was just telling you about was multiple object tracking. Now, if you're driving it in different conditions, for example, it's raining, or it's sunny, or it's overcast.
Now you're factoring in those
exactly.
things as well.
And as an athlete, you have all these different conditions that you're facing, and you got to be good at adapting to your environment.
Brilliant. I bet you people are going to be wanting to try these to see if it will improve their ability. I think you're on to the next wave of
we call it analytics,
let's call
science.
it, yeah.
Exactly.
This is the new wave.
Exactly. So what we really do really well is we take information, we put it on paper, and we give you a development, like a report card that will tell you where your skills are, how you can exactly.
What you can improve on. Listen, we could talk about this all day. It's so interesting. Give me the website for people to get in touch with you.
Boxout.ca.
Right on. Thank you so much.